The good.
Comes out to Ahmad. Ahmad fires home! Oh, it's a screamer from the Ivorian!
And the not so good.
Into the box it comes, loose inside the penalty area, turned home 2-1. And Manchester United have gone from leading the game to trailing in the game in the space of 60 seconds.
For all their recent improvements, Manchester United still have just one clean sheet this season, continuing to show an old habit of switching off and conceding goals quicker than your average guy failing No-Nut November. Yet what stands out most in their performances is that these moments are beginning to feel more like temporary setbacks than signs of an impending collapse.
In the past, if we have this kind of bad 5 minutes and we suffer 2 goals, we didn't recover. Today is a different feeling. You can sense that we could not win this game, but we are not going to lose, and that is a feeling that a big team sometimes have to have.
Indeed, there's a long road ahead for Ruben Amorim's project, but it's clear that United's once fragile confidence is steadily strengthening with each point earned, especially when those points are clinched through spirited comebacks. They've now scored a late winner against reigning champions Liverpool, a late goal to overcome their bogey team Brighton, and a late equaliser to avoid defeat against a resurgent Forest side. In short, opponents can no longer afford to relax when facing United, and the days of handing out 3 points like free hugs from your weird uncle at gatherings are behind them. However, the greater concern for Amorim isn't United's defensive lapses in central positions. It's a newly emerged problem on the flanks, one that could profoundly impact not just his game plan but also the trajectory of United's season ahead. So, what exactly is this issue, and what can Amorim do to resolve it? United entered the match against Forest riding high on a 3-game winning streak, and for the first time since taking charge, Amorim fielded an unchanged starting 11 in consecutive Premier League games. The logic was sound, with the manager seeking consistency with the lineup that had scored 4 against Brighton the previous weekend. At one end of the spectrum is Ahmad, whose performance illustrates the type of player who carries some liability in the wing-back position but is well worth the risk for his role in Amorim's system. By deploying the 23-year-old at right wing-back, Amorim not only adds his preferred left-footed option to that position, but also another attacking player to his 3-4-3 setup, which emphasises central progression and relies on its wing-backs to push high, forming a front 5 and adding numbers in attack. On the offensive, Ahmad can be Amorim's secret weapon, able to deftly navigate tight spaces with his dribbling and combination play with Bryan Mbeumo, or using his pace to exploit gaps behind the defence. Conversely, when it comes to defending, Ahmad thrives as part of a collective pressing unit rather than as an individual tasked with crucial one-on-one duels. However, in a league increasingly characterised by size, strength and set pieces, the game is so back, there's a clear risk-reward dynamic to his use at wing-back, as his lack of natural defensive instincts, unlike those of Diogo Dalot, Noussair Mazraoui and Patrick Dorgu, is a weakness that can be exploited by opponents. But given the players available to Amorim, this trade-off is well worth the risk if his wing-backs are brave enough when going forward, and as we've seen with Ahmad, his attacking quality can compensate for any weaknesses he may display when asked to defend. It's a bit like Trent Alexander-Arnold's role at Liverpool, where his defensive vulnerabilities were accepted in light of his attacking contributions. On the opposite flank, however, the situation with Diogo Dalot as United's makeshift left wing back is, needless to say, far less encouraging. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, we'd be incredibly grateful if you subscribed. Your support helps us grow and continue creating the content you love. Amorim has openly acknowledged that Dalot's right-footedness limits his ability to effectively utilise the left flank, often forcing the player to cut inside into crowded spaces and stifling attacks that should be gaining momentum. But unlike Ahmad, Dalot not only fails to contribute offensively, but is also proving to be a defensive liability, a painful reality that was on full display in the Forest game, where he was caught napping defensively and was largely to blame for the second goal United conceded. Dalot's role as a makeshift left wing-back arose from the necessity of integrating Dorgu, a promising 20-year-old project player who hasn't yet shown he can handle the demands of a starting position. While Dorgu is an athletic powerhouse capable of winning duels, he struggles with his final product. If Dalot's issue is his reluctance to cross the ball, Dorgu often has trouble finding any teammate at all. One would assume Ineos signed him for around €30 million to bring athleticism, pace and a positive impact in both attack and defence. However, as the Dane nears a year at United, that potential has yet to materialise. Fortunately for Amorim, a more suitable solution appears to be on the horizon, not in the form of a new transfer, but from an existing player currently occupying the left centre-back position. Enter Luke Shaw. With all the attributes to excel as a dynamic wing-back, having previously thrived in that position with the England national team, Shaw has recently expressed a desire to return to that role. Once Lisandro Martinez makes his long-awaited return from injury and slots back into the left centre-back position, he should finally get the chance to do so. While Shaw's fitness remains a concern, he should be able to manage one game per week for 60 to 70 minutes this season, especially with Dorgu available to come on and gain valuable experience. This arrangement would enable Shaw to maximise his impact in short bursts, benefiting the team without compromising ball progression from the centre-back position after Martinez returns to the lineup. Meanwhile, Dalot can then serve as a reliable backup for both wing-back roles, which aligns with his capabilities. If everyone stays fit, this setup could be the perfect makeshift solution for Amorim to unleash the attack down the left flank just as effectively as the right. That said, one factor beyond Amorim's control that complicates his wing-back dilemma is the upcoming AFCON tournament, running from December 21st to January 18th and clashing with 7 of United's fixtures across all competitions. Seriously, why does this competition even happen every 2 years? With Ahmad, Mbeumo and Mazraoui likely headed to the tournament with their national teams, United will certainly feel their absence, creating some real headaches for Amorim on the right flank. We high-key need Onana to come through and help Mbeumo get sent home early. While there's adequate cover in the number 10 role, finding a replacement for Ahmad will be trickiest, since Dalot or any other option at right wing-back just won't provide the same attacking flair. Still, this presents a fantastic opportunity for any player stepping in to make their mark, and it'll be intriguing to see how Amorim approaches this, whether he gives those players some minutes now to ensure they aren't thrown into the deep end when the trio departs. And when that time comes, solidifying that solution to the left wing-back problem early on will be even more vital to ensuring there's at least one flank giving United an attacking edge. On a brighter note, United's recent performances have shown a big improvement in their threat from set pieces. Before the Forest game, they were 4th in the league for expected goals from dead ball situations, even if that only resulted in 3 goals. But as we saw in that match, their improving set-piece ability can really dig them out of difficult situations when things aren't clicking in open play. United's overall balance might appear uneven in some positions, especially in the wing-back positions. But after a recent string of solid performances, it's clear this team is starting to come together to fight for results, and Amorim will be hoping any dropped points are just minor bumps on what's starting to feel like a smoother road ahead. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more content like this. Also, don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you never miss a beat. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.